Good afternoon. Take your seat, please.
Thank you, sir.
How are you, Nitisha?
I'm fine, sir. Thank you.
How is everyone at home?
Very nice, sir.
Nobody suffered from corona?
Thankfully.
Okay. We hope and pray that that situation continues.
Yes, thank you.
Right. I would like to discuss psychology with you.
Yes, sir.
Starting with the question how you made a choice of picking up psychology as your optional subject.
Yes, sir. Before that, can I remove my mask? Is it fine?
Actually, this year I am told that UPSC is going to ask you to wear the mask.
Okay, sir. Sure.
So we are looking upon this as a practice,
Okay, sir.
and you develop being comfortable with the mask. So,
It's fine, sir.
yeah.
So, could you please repeat your question?
Why and how did you choose psychology as your optional subject for UPSC?
Sir, psychology happens to be my graduation subject as well. So, it has always been pretty fascinating to me. So, I thought a lot of topics overlapped with what I had studied during my graduation course. So, that is why I opted for psychology as an optional subject.
Would you like to go on and do masters in psychology?
Sure, sir, yeah.
Would you like to specialize in any one particular branch of psychology?
Yes, sir.
Which one?
Social psychology.
Why?
Sir, I think it fascinates me a lot the way in which people in different cultural settings or different social settings behave, or they act in a particular way, the reasons why they do so, the trends in their behavior, and how we as psychologists or psychology students can make a positive impact or help people interact with each other in a better way.
What is stimulus response theory?
So stimulus response theory is basically a part of learning, the topic learning in psychology. So stimulus is anything which influences a particular person to behave in a certain way. And as a result of stimulus, we also have response which that person gives. So,
Is it valid today?
yes, sir, it is.
Has it not been replaced by a different theory?
So actually, we can say it is valid in certain settings, and when it comes to different settings, we have different theories of learning. Like we also have operant conditioning, wherein different principles apply. So in that way, it can be applicable to multiple settings.
I am told that corona is causing a pandemic of depression.
Yes.
What is your experience about it?
So it is true that a lot of people, as a result of being confined in their homes and as a result of isolation with their family members, especially the ones who live in cities, who live away from their families, are increasingly suffering from depressive disorders. So in a way, it has increased not just in India but across the world. So that is what.
What is the solution?
So solution is actually very multifaceted. As in short-term measures can be adopting different helplines, like we have Manodarpan initiative by Ministry of Education. Then we have a lot of NGOs working to cater to immediate needs, but long-term we need to look at certain psychological treatments. We need to get rid of the stigma associated with these mental disorders, and we need to take more help from therapy. So by public initiatives and by educating people about the same, we can make a difference and get rid of the stigma.
Your solution so far doesn't include yoga in it?
So yoga can also be helpful.
But can also?
So actually, according to research, yoga can be helpful to a certain section of people more, and it can be less helpful to a certain section of people. As in whatever the psychological research has been done on yoga so far. So that is what the results
What are those certain sections?
So actually, so it can be a little, people can get a little agitated. So we have different forms of yoga. So there are certain intense yoga practices as a result of which the emotional imbalances can be experienced in the short term. So that can be a little dangerous, but then mostly it has been helpful.
What kind of yoga may result in emotional imbalance?
So I'm not very sure of the names, but there are certain practices. As in they are very temporary. And largely they are helpful.
You are making an assertion
No, sir,
without
it's-
actually knowing exactly about it.
No, sir, it's not an assertion. There has been research in it.
So I'm asking what research or what imbalances are there, and you say you don't know.
Sir, it's short term, like it's not, but with persistent practices, it can be helpful eventually, is what I'm trying to say.
So when you joined your graduation in college here in Ferguson, you stayed in a hostel?
No, sir, I live in Pune since I was in first grade, so I have a house here.
So your secondary education also was here in Pune?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so your address was at Latur, so I was wondering whether you come from Latur. Okay. You are fond of drawing cartoons.
Yes.
So did you publish any cartoons of your professors or other such like your faculty etc. in your college journal?
No, sir, actually, I'm into viewing and studying political cartoons. I'm a very amateur artist, like I'm not very.
What is your opinion on drawing the cartoons of Prophet Muhammad?
Sir, I think it is considered unholy in Islam to portray or give a human form to Prophet Muhammad. So that can be a little offensive and can hurt a lot of religious sentiments. And as we've seen in France and in countries like Denmark, there have been practices, and unfortunately, a very not decent depiction of Prophet Muhammad has been shown, which has hurt a lot of religious sentiments. So I feel if it is hurting the religious sentiments of certain section of society, it can be avoided.
What has happened to the Danish cartoonists who drew these cartoons?
I'm sorry, sir. I didn't get it.
What has happened to the Danish cartoonists who drew these cartoons?
So Danish cartoonist was the one who started depicting Prophet Muhammad in a human form, and it eventually turned very vulgar, and then it was later picked up by French cartoonists at Charlie Hebdo magazine, and he actually, I think last week he died, and there was again a lot of discussion about depiction of Prophet Muhammad.
Okay. We give a lot of importance to our relationship with Iran. This is contrary to the relations which US has with Iran.
Yes.
So we are actually going against the wishes of United States when we are having good relations with Iran. Why do we continue to have good relations with Iran? What is the reason?
Also, Iran happens to be at the center stage of whatever affairs happen in Middle East, and we have traditionally had good relations with across partners in Middle East. So we import oil from Iran. Iran happened to be our prime source just 2 years ago, and it still continues to be. So it is a very important partner as far as revenue generation is considered. So that is why we need to have good relations with it.
You are going to join IAS.
Yes.
That's your first choice, as I see.
Yes.
So when you become a district collector and go up the chain, go up the top level, we presume, become a secretary. So integrity is a very important part of being an IAS officer.
Yes.
Alright? So since integrity is going to affect a whole lot of people and the country as such, give me one example from your life
Yes.
which will prove that to have excellent integrity.
Sir, actually in the second year of my college, we had a research project in the 4th semester in my college, and we had to conduct a very extensive literature review before delving into our topics. And then what happened was, it was very easy for us to get our hands on already conducted literature reviews by our seniors, and many students opted to do it, just copying from them or taking advice. But our professor had already told us that it would be better if you do it from scratch so that you learn in the process. So I decided not to adhere to what I believe in, that is doing what I have been asked to. I'm not lying about it and being sincere in the process. So I started from scratch, and although it was not a very perfect outcome, but I was still satisfied at the end of it, that I was able to do it.
But I find that you are studying DSK school.
Yes.
DSK is not known for being very honest.
Oh, yes.
You said you were giving an example of integrity.
Yes, sir. So it was very unfortunate that his name was found in a very unfortunate situation. But I think that doesn't deter me from being from being a person who doesn't value integrity. So,
What are the fault lines of India?
sorry.
What are the fault lines? The major problems, the major challenges in India as it concerns our religion and such like social, I would say,
Oh.
concerns our social life.
Sir, I think according to me, communal harmony has become a major issue in India currently, and we have a lot of prejudices and stereotypes, as we have seen in the recent survey conducted by Pew, the US foundation, in which we found that there are a lot of inherent contradictions in Indian society. Also, we are still suffering from patriarchal mindset, as a result of which women empowerment is not up to the mark. It has happened substantially, but we have a lot of scope of improvement. Also, we have certain issues dealing with rights of senior citizens or children, and stigmatization of certain problems.
After you finish your graduation, what have you been doing?
Sir, I have been preparing for civil services.
And for the last how many years?
Sir, I started at the end of my second year, so it has been 2 years now.
Okay.
But this is her first attempt. In the very first attempt, she has
So how
reached.
did you pass in the first attempt?
So I think a very planned approach helped me. I was very lucky to be guided by excellent teachers, and I prepared this exam with my sister. So I had a study partner constantly. So we motivated each other, and she helped me a lot.
Your sister also got selected for civil services?
No, sir, she couldn't clear.
Alright. Why have you joined this squad grouping? UUAD.
Yeah.
Why have you joined this grouping?
Sir, so we believe in the idea of democratic partners, like-minded partners coming together, and we also believe in creating a global supply chain which can which can have a lot of benefits for us economically, and as a result of which we had joined Quad Group, which includes Japan, Australia, and USA, and also we are looking to enhance cooperation and partnership in other areas as well.
Then why is China threatening the Quad group countries?
Sir, there is a misperception that this is a group merely created to counter China, which is not at all true. Because we are looking to diversify our partners, since we want to play a significant role in geopolitical relations.
Sir, talk about your schooling. So what was the controversy regarding DSP?
Sir, so he was found, he had taken a lot of loans from people, and he had this big project coming up called Dream City, in which a lot of people had invested, and later he was not able to pay them back whatever the investors had invested in his company, and then he was ill-advised that, so he was given a certain time by the court to repay whatever money he had taken, but then he failed to do so, as a result of which he was booked.
What is corporate governance?
So corporate governance can be defined as a set of practices in workplaces which guide the employees of that workplace to behave more ethically and cooperate with one another.
What is crowdfunding?
So crowdfunding can be defined as a method of raising money from people for a good cause.
So DSP had attempted crowdfunding?
Sorry sir, I'm not aware.
You mentioned watching superhero movies. Which were your favorite movies?
Sir, I like to watch movies by Marvel Cinematic Universe. So Captain America.
So you are a Marvel fan, not a DC fan?
No sir, that's not true. I like both. But more I'm inclined towards Marvel.
So which has been your favorite character?
Captain America, sir.
Okay. So can you name a director who has raised the bar of superhero movies to another level?
So Christopher Nolan, who was Dark Knight trilogy, and Russo brothers, Anthony and Joe Russo.
Any superhero Indian movie?
So ma'am, Krish, Ravan, Drona.
Okay, so you consider them at par with the superhero movies that you are talking about?
Ma'am, I feel there's a lot of scope of improvement when it comes to Indian superhero movies, as in.
So why isn't the trend as much as it could be, as it is there in the West?
Ma'am, I think there's a significant expenditure and inclusion of new ideas. So if we compare the Dark Knight trilogy with what they did with Marvel Cinematic Universe, we'll see a huge change, especially in terms of computer-generated images or visual effects. So they keep on trying new things and they invest a lot. So they are sort of far-sighted and visionary when it comes to creating an entire universe, which is that.
So after the Infinity War and the Endgame, what next?
As in my choices.
What next is coming up?
Yes, sir. There's a phase. So this was the end of phase 4. There's a new phase coming up. So Black Widow happened to be the first movie, and there are a lot of TV series.
What is public policy?
Public policy is basically defined as a system which is run by the state or administration in order to facilitate needs of the public and citizens at large.
Now, psychology is being combined with public policy.
Yes.
So like behavioral things coming up.
Yes.
Do you know psychology combined with economics?
Oh yes.
Can you name some public policies which have been a kind of combination of such sort?
Yes, sir. So, economic survey of, I think, 2018-19, it talked about nudge theory. So, it basically uses the technique of positive reinforcement to generate positive behavior in citizens, which can bring good changes. So, for example, we have schemes like Swachh Bharat, or then we have selfie with daughter in order to raise girl-child empowerment. So, that way, there are small behavioral changes which the state or government looks for, and then that is what
So what is the major advantage to the government regarding introducing of such policies? What does the government gain?
We see positive behavioral change in citizens, which helps in implementation of schemes faster and more efficiently, produces a long-lasting change.
Is that the only method, or what about the revenue cost involved?
Yes, sir. There are technical details as well. But to gain a long-lasting and a better impact, if we target behavior of the citizens at a behavioral level.
So cost is saved, right?
Yes.
A lot of money is saved by the government just by nudging.
Yes.
You have given Indian Trade Service as your sixth choice.
Yes.
Any reason for that?
Sir, I looked at the job profile and I thought it was very interesting. So
Okay.
I opted.
Your father is into services?
No,
You have
sir.
mentioned from government service?
Yes, sir. He's an LIC agent.
Okay. Thank you.
So Nitisha, I saw your signature, it's very stylish. No? It indicates a person of having stylish nature and then straightforwardness. A man of his own words. Underline. And how do you see yourself as?
So, like you said, I'm pretty straightforward and honest, and I like to be. I'm a very curious person, and I like to learn new things.
And your details are also endorsing the same thing. Suppose I want to deliver a speech, I must take some tips from you because you were award winner in eloquence competition and all. What are the 3 practical tips that you would give me? I am going to participate and deliver a speech. Practical things, which I should keep in my mind before delivering a speech before a group of people.
So I think practicing beforehand, as in one can get nervous at a public forum or let's say stage. So practice is required. Secondly, if we try and make eye contact with the audience, that helps a lot because that portrays you as a more confident person. And thirdly, it's always better to be interactive rather than one-sided. So if you take questions from audience, they'll feel like they're a part of your conversation. It doesn't get dull and boring.
Is that you have to lift your chin a bit? Is it also some practical guidance you would like to give? A bit up, chin up.
Sure, sir. That also depends on where you're giving the speech, as in if the audience is seated at a lower level. As in schools, it happens. So the stage is pretty high, the children are small. So in that case, it will be a little.
Recently, people are talking more about emotional intelligence, and it is considered to be the basic factor for success.
Yes.
Have you studied about it?
Oh, yes, I have.
Tell me something more about it.
So emotional intelligence means not only managing your own emotions, but trying to gauge what other people feel and trying to direct it in a more beneficial way. So it means having an idea of your own emotions as well as emotions of others. So that helps you to make, it helps you in making a better person.
It is said that it can be improved, where intelligence quotient gets stagnant at the age of 7. So if I want to improve my emotional quotient, how do I improve practically?
Sir, there can be a couple of things, there are make-believe plays which people engage in. So there are also techniques like reciprocal teaching. So there are instructors and there are classes also. In schools they are doing it currently. So you assume a particular role and you try to think of yourself as that person. And that is, so you're given a problem and then you come up with different solutions. So that is how you gain a knowledge of what is happening, or how do you inspire people, motivate people, etc.
Does it have any relation with breathing?
Breathing?
Yeah, breathing technique, kind of pranayama and all.
Oh, sorry sir, I'm not aware.
What is delayed gratification?
So delayed gratification is a concept in motivation and emotion. So it means that it has been proven by research by Walter Mischel, in which he says that people who have the habit of delaying gratification in order to attain a greater goal are the ones who are eventually more successful as compared to the ones who don't.
Can you cite an example from our scriptures history with a person that he chose to have satisfaction at later level and surrendered, sacrificed the immediate gain, and he was benefited lastly?
Yes sir.
He or she, anybody?
So I can think of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar. So we can say that he was a very, very learned and educated person. He had multiple degrees. He could have earned well in through many jobs if he would have chosen to stay abroad where he was educated. But he came back and he worked for the upliftment of his countrymen and women. So he sort of delayed gratification, delayed monetary benefits for social welfare.
I'm already very impressed by your interview.
Thank you.
And you have a beautiful personality for your age.
Thank you.
And I thought I must compliment you for that.
Thank you.
What do you think are the challenges that you would face that your male counterparts wouldn't in the services?
Ma'am, as a female, I think the foremost challenge is to assume a leadership role and to be taken seriously and to stay relevant at the same time. Because as compared to males, it is generally considered that females probably are good followers rather than good leaders. And
So, do you think women are very easily accepted as leaders, considering the Indian patriarchal mindset?
Ma'am, it also actually depends on the kind of services I would be inducted into. So if, let's say, administrative service, or if we compare it with police services, then it makes a lot of difference. So generally, if we, can I substantiate this with an example? So if I were an IPS officer, and it is generally seen that when there's a mob violence breaking out, generally a female officer is sent to control the mob. Because people generally perceive that the female would make extra attempt to make the condition peaceful and conducive as compared to male counterparts. So in a way there are a lot of advantages also, but there are disadvantages.
How do you think, this as a student of psychology, how do you think this COVID time has impacted the life of women personally?
Ma'am, we have been talking about double burden of women, which has exacerbated due to the pandemic. That is handling both workplace as well as home duties, and that has been increased because the setting remains same for both, because it's currently work from home. So there is an increased burden. Plus there are economic issues for middle class women as well. And thirdly, the responsibilities of childbearing, and since children are at home, so educating them, taking care of them, making sure that they do things on time, even that has increased a lot. And it has
Should
been...
the domestic work done by women be recognized, as in the work done by women in offices, men going to offices? It's recognized, you're paid for it. What about the recognition given to the domestic work? Is it given?
recognition as in...
As in, is it quantified? Is it qualified? Like, It's just work. You think
Like
that
work of a homemaker.
yes. I mean, should it? I mean, how would you justify it?
I think so economically, like they do not get paid or there is no recognition as such. But they should definitely get more respect. I think as a female, my mother has always told me toughest job is that of a homemaker because she not only makes her own life, but she makes life of the entire family. So I think she deserves more respect as a homemaker because challenges are quite tough and there are a lot of egos to handle, a lot of problems to handle. So I think it definitely requires more
You're
recognition.
fond of cooking too, is it?
Yeah.
And what are you fond of cooking?
Not specific cuisine, but I am into Maharashtrian cuisine and I like pasta, so I cook pasta.
So which type of pasta do you cook?
There's one Italian pasta, spaghetti pasta called as aglio e olio. So it's garlic oil spaghetti.
And Bollywood dancing, as in random dancing or any form that you learn?
Bollywood dancing is in two songs of songs included in Bollywood
Bollywood.
movies. So it's like a mix of multiple styles.
And one last question. If you were not selected, how would you deal with rejection?
I'll accept it. Obviously, I'll be a little disappointed because I've really worked hard. But then the prelims is approaching. Like my interview's on 22nd September, and I do not have much time. So I think I'll have to pick myself up, and I'll definitely give my next attempt.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
What is the meaning of your name?
My mother told me it means somebody who has a set of principles and follows it well.
LIC IPO is coming up.
Yes.
Why is it coming up?
Government is looking to raise revenue through disinvestment. So government is going to sell 10% of its shares in LIC, and it is going to help in COVID-battered economy of ours. Also, government is planning to increase the transparency in the functioning of LIC because once it's open to public, then they'll start releasing the records to public, which will eventually also increase competition in the market and induce efficiency.
Who was Ferguson?
So James Ferguson was then in 1895. He was the governor of Bombay, and he carried out a lot of progressive reforms, especially for farmers. And he gave the land for like the present land on which Ferguson College stands. It was his donation. So the 5 founders named college after him.
Why carry the colonial legacy?
So it can be looked at this can be looked at in a way that James Ferguson happened to be a very progressive man who carried on relief reforms for a lot of good things, like I said, agricultural relief and reforms. And he was the one who gave land for Ferguson College, which happens to be a pinnacle in higher education in India.
What is your opinion about freedom of expression?
Sir, I think since it's a fundamental right enshrined in the Article 19 of Indian Constitution, it's a very important right.
Does the Danish cartoonist
Yes,
have freedom of expression?
yes, sir, he definitely does.
Earlier you said drawing the cartoons of Muhammad Paigambar was not good.
Yes, so the way in which it was depicted, they were very vulgar and obscene cartoons. Some of
Do you
them.
remember the cartoons?
Yes, sir, I do.
So what was vulgar in it?
So, as in, it was pretty graphic. Some of them. So, and he was a big influence in other French cartoonists adopting this practice. I mean, depiction was still fine, but the way in which it was depicted was not very good.
So there are limitations to freedom of expression?
Yes, sir, there are.
Who decides?
So in Constitution there are several grounds of which act as exception to Article 19, like defamation or national security, public order, etc.
Why does Latur suffer from water scarcity?
So geographically it is located in a drought-prone area and leeward side of the. So it is a part of the it is beyond the Rayalaseema area of Telangana, beside it. So it is a drought-prone area. It gets very deficient rainfall across the year, as a result of which there's a lot of water problem.
How much Bharatanatyam have you learned?
So only till the Prarambhik stage, the first stage.
So no Arangetram.
No, sir.
Okay. But after having learned Bharatnatyam, what makes you stoop to the level of Bollywood dancing?
So I wouldn't necessarily say stoop. Bollywood dancing it also has its own virtues and vices. It basically combines a lot of forms. So you not just adhere to classical styles, but then you also have semi-classical. You have hip hop, jazz, cabaret, etc., etc. So it's
What are the farm laws against which agitation is going on?
So there are 3 farm laws against which protests are going on. First, it concerns with the APMCs. So government has now allowed farmers to go beyond APMCs to sell their produce. Second is regarding regarding contract farming, in which private companies can get into a contract with farmers. And third is the Essential Commodities Act amendment.
What is your opinion?
So I think it's a good measure in a way because it is going to help farmers to diversify their selling sources. And APMCs we know are battling with a lot of issues. There are a lot of exploitative middlemen. So to the extent of getting rid of them and the exploitation to the farmers is a very welcome step.
What do you understand by the term strategic autonomy?
So in the defense, in what?
You tell me. I'm just telling you the term.
So is it okay if I guess?
Yeah, absolutely okay.
So strategic autonomy, I feel, is, in a sense, I'm sorry, sir, I'm not aware.
Okay. No problem. Thank you. All the best.
Thank you, sir.
You see, the Supreme Court had said, or I think some court had said that the women they do so much work and not paid for. So the homemakers should be given pay. So there was a lot of debate about this, but one actress said, we don't require pay for doing, looking after our own people. So what is your opinion on this? Should the women be given pay for the domestic chores that they do, or they should not be given?
So I think it's a highly personal choice, but I think rather than giving pay, we can start with respecting homemakers a lot, sir. Because there's a deficiency in the way in which people recognize them, and people just consider that probably they don't have any substantial work to do, which is extremely wrong and discriminatory. So in my opinion, rather than directly going to giving them some economic concessions, we can start by respecting them, recognizing their roles more.
So people say that if you give something free to somebody, he will never value.
Yes,
But if you ask him to pay for it,
yes,
then he values.
yes.
So will that not generate respect for women when you have to pay them for doing this work?
So it might, but money is not the only way in which we can get somebody to respect a particular profession, in my opinion. So,
Chullar also feels the same way. Chullar,
Chullar?
Manisha Chullar.
No, sir.
It doesn't matter.
Chiller.
Chiller.
Chullar.
So Nitisha, all the best.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Should I?
Just 1 minute. And in fact, you will come back with a pad so you can take down the notes for feedback.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, Nitisha, come in. So Nitisha, this is absolutely excellent interview.
Thank you.
We look forward to your getting into IAS in the very first attempt.
Thank you.
That is your choice, right? First choice is IAS.
Yes.
Excellent interview. Excellent. You are natural in the interview. Continue to be so. Without exception, all your answers are precise. Again, continue to be so. From interview technique point of view, there are just 1 or 2 small suggestions.
Okay.
One is for you to maintain eye contact with the panel when you talk to them, all the panel.
Okay.
Not the only member who has asked the question, but ensure that you look at the panel so you involve them in the discussion.
Okay.
A couple of times you asked a counter question seeking clarification for the question.
Yes.
Now, like you said, breathing, I noted 2 or 3 places. Or recognition as in.
Okay.
So instead of putting that as a question, you put it as a statement. So instead of saying recognition as in, you can say, sir, I presume you are asking about so and so. Good references, again continue with them. Discussion on integrity and the way you explain why you think you have integrity was a very good explanation. You continue with that. I was surprised that you did not know the meaning of the term fault line. Fault line, sir asked.
So I thought he was referring to geography,
Huh.
the tectonic. So I
Yeah.
got a little bit.
Actually, his question was very clear. Fault lines in our society.
So, sir, initially, I think you just said what are the fault lines. So I was not aware of the geography.
Okay. Okay. That won't reduce your marks. The performance is outstanding. I'm not just saying good or very good. Your interview is simply outstanding. And strategic autonomy. There also you posed a counter question, then you said, can I guess? And still you said, no, I can't guess. So initially also you can say, I'm sorry, I don't know.
Okay.
Although I must tell you that it is unexpected of a UPSC candidate. And more so, once you have shown your outstanding nature. This is a name being used to describe India's foreign policy right now.
Yes, sir.
That we want to maintain strategic autonomy. But otherwise, an excellent interview. All you have to do is be like this and be among the toppers in the country. We are very happy with conducting your interview. And to the best of our judgment, today's interview will take you to even beyond 195. It's an outstanding score. Absolutely outstanding score. But go for like 200, 210, etc. I know among the toppers, best in the interview, their scores have been around 210, 212. And you have shown that capacity. You can. On September 22.
Yes.
Just take care to remain absolutely updated on current issues as of September 22.
Yes.
Right? Excellent interview.
Have you been to Delhi earlier? Then you go there a few days before. So you get accustomed to that culture over there. And if a cultural shock for you,
Yeah.
then that can become a problem. Otherwise, there's no way that you will not get selected. But only that, going to a different culture from Maharashtra,
Yes.
it will be a totally different
Yeah.
world.
Yeah.
And you really don't know Manisha Chillar?
Manushi.
Okay, then my selection is
Yeah.
okay. I think you are just a bit drooping head.
Okay.
You sit straight.
Yes.
And a bit, I mean, you can put on some weight also.
नाही नको आहे छान आहे आता there are some areas not covered in today's interview. For example, you have participated in group discussions, so the questions can come up. There was this Inspire scheme.
Yes.
So the question about what was that Inspire scheme, etc. What was your participation in it can come up. Then energy usage theme. So there could be discussion on energy, sources of energy, what was this theme, etc. And also you participated in Project Ask Me.
Yes.
That question also can come up. And you have mentioned workplace psychology. So there could be discussion on workplace psychology. These are areas not covered today. But you come across as very versatile. We look forward to your grand success.
Thank you so much.
Yeah? Is there anything you would want to ask? Right. So go on to success, Nitisha.
Thank you,
These
sir.
are notes prepared by the panel members.
Yes.
You absolutely deserve success in the very first attempt.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. All the very best.
Thank you, sir.
And you let us know how the interview went on.
Sure.
Yeah?
All the best.